Chukwudi Okolo Ubaja is seated in the studio. Good morning.
Well, we wanted to give you a little theme music so that melody gets into your introduction.
Yeah, so that I can get high on it all.
We're very creative.
Yes.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. Well,
Victor?
Good morning.
This side for sunrise. Where went you?
Well, just took some time out.
Forget this one. Let's go.
So all right, let's begin with the leadership newspapers, which has a few stories on the headlines. And above the nameplate, Oronsai report, new appointments raise doubts about merger of MDAs. That story is on page 4. And just beside it, still on page 4, Biden steps down and endorses Kamala Harris. And below the nameplate, Dangote refutes claims of substandard petroleum products. You can find that on page 13. Dangote refutes claims of substandard petroleum products. Page 25, Zenith retains Nigeria's #1 bank rating. That's on page 25, and that's all there is on the front page of the leadership. So we move over to the blueprint, which leads with the major headline, high sulfur content claim, subject our products to credibility test. Dangote dares NMDPRA, says regulator undermining the market. Farouk Ahmed lacks sufficient knowledge of our refinery. And refinery stands as a beacon of hope for our country. That's according to Abbas. All right, and the picture story here tells the story of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu with other African leaders at the 45th ordinary session at the Executive Council and 6th Media Coordination Meeting of the AU in Accra, Ghana on Sunday. Just a few more stories to take here. Some have been read on the other paper. ECOWAS supports IDPs, refugees, asylum seekers with US $9 million. Backs member states facing terrorism with US $4 million. And I think that's all there is here. Some of them have been taken on the other paper.
Yeah, you've read some here. They are also here. Let's quickly go to the Daily Sun newspaper, and at the side piece of the Daily Sun newspaper, LG Autonomy, Ganduje's aides hail Tinubu judiciary for display of courage. Find details on page 6. Orji Kalu pushes for part-time legislature, regional government. Details on page 26. Tackle insecurity to address food inflation. Traders urge FG. The rider, COA seeks wide-ranging collaboration to protect nation's territory. Biden's endorsement of Harris elicits celebration. And 2023 election violence hold governors, deputies, orders to account. Court orders INEC. And prosperity to poverty, paradox of ill wealth, widespread pauperism in Nigeria. Expert list challenges, profile solutions. You find details on page 14 and 15. And I think that's about what we have in the Sun newspaper this morning. Mr. Chukwudi? Okay, yeah. I have the headlines. Rebellion brews in Senate over pro-Tinubu stance. With rider, Northern Senate caucus divided. And no, Tinubu not interfering. That's coming from the Senate spokesman. Mr. Chukwudi.
There's one bit doing the rounds all over the world, but let me take the last bit you read there. Naturally, it's going to be an investigation. The attribution is not going to be there, you know. So let us say that with the kind of storm President Ahmed Bola Tinubu is riding in terms of efforts to tame a rather haywire an economy that has gone haywire, almost amok. There is no way there won't be dissenting voices here and there as to methods. So at the end of the day, you're going to say, okay, let them sort it out. Thank God that the ruling party also dominates the National Assembly in terms of representation.
Yes.
They would always work it out. What's paramount is that whatever division the paper may have, investigated and perceived, let it not be one that would affect the core, the thrust of the APC's manifesto, what they say they are going to do for Nigerians, and let it not be one that is too profound that it begins to distract from the daily act of governing. That's the point there. So there's nothing wrong at all if there are voices here that are saying no, some are saying no, we are pro the president, he's right on all that. That is the way it is. The storm being ridden is quite huge. That's the point of it. But going now to the news that has been on there since about 2 p.m. Nigerian time. Kamala Harris has now been endorsed
by Biden.
Not necessarily the Democrats. There's going to be an open convention after.
Yeah.
But with the kind of the stalwarts, the party bigwigs, that are throwing their support behind her, she might eventually clinch it. And well deserved too, you want to say. We are talking about a woman who has practically been the first black woman that occupied most of the positions she's had. She's VP now. California Senator from 2017 to 2021, Attorney General of California 2011 to 2017, District Attorney of San Francisco 2004 to 2011. It is a dizzying CV.
Yes.
Now, some people are saying Obama, a black man, just some 8 years ago, 9 years ago, was there. A person of color is coming in again. Remember, she has
Indian,
she's the father,
Indian,
a Jamaican economist,
a mother, an Indian,
South Asian mother, and all that. She has a sister Maya as well. So some people are saying that some whites might not want a person of color to occupy the White House in so short.
But do you think America is ready for a female president?
Yeah, you would always go to the feminist aspect of it.
Yes. Are they ready?
I think America was ready for Clinton. Hillary Clinton.
Then Trump happened.
Before, I like that.
Yes.
Before Trump happened on the scene.
Yes.
He still remains a very big enigma. I'm not so sure I'm one of his fans. So when I talk Trump, I have to remember fairness, accuracy, objectivity, and balance, the creed of journalism.
Yeah, the shooting
so that
sort of shot him up ahead in the polls. The shooting that took place.
Oh, yeah.
Shot him up ahead of the polls. Ahead in the polls.
It's almost...
not necessarily.
But I still believe...
No. The gap is not much.
It's not much, yes,
it's still
but we have
5,
to,
7, 6, It didn't radically depart from what it was. It is what Trump makes of the bullet that missed him by...
inches.
Just a few inches, seconds. Yes. They said, this man hardly ever turns when he renders speeches.
Yes.
It was a big surprise, shock, that just when he did that, a bullet went past. Sometimes you can't give a human, interpretation to some of these things.
I wish and I pray that Kamala Harris gets the Democratic ticket.
Yeah,
and gets
but
let us
remember that Biden has been a great man.
Yes, he has been.
A very underrated person. Some people are like that. They achieve so much. The American economy is easily the best now in terms of growth and all that.
Yeah, the time for him to have made a real impact in America was after Barack Obama's tenure. But unfortunately, he lost his son. And he decided to take some time off before returning to politics. And he was dragged back into politics again.
Yes.
But, age and illness...
The loss of that son, how he weathered the storm was something else. I remember the book Promise Me Dad.
Remember, he lost his wife and his child earlier. He had an accident. It affected his brain. He had to go through a lot of surgeries. But I believe, well, let's see how the convention goes. We've seen how the Republican convention.
Is that the emergence, the almost certain emergence of Kamala Harris changes the equation. There have been this campaign against Biden's age, and they're not too sure of his health and mental health and all of that campaign. And now suddenly Kamala Harris busts on the scene. And then those campaigns move to the other side. You begin to question the same thing that Biden was questioned with. Unfortunately, the Republican Party has confirmed Donald Trump. And so there's no going back. And so whatever measure that was put up against Biden can as well go the other way. And that changes a whole lot of things. Women will queue behind Kamala Harris. The blacks will queue behind Kamala Harris.
Particularly,
and there's anti-Semitism, among the Americans right now. I think they say she might pick the governor, governor of Pittsburgh or something. I was following the conversation. I just
there are about 3 of them.
They can change.
There are about 3 of them that are potential.
Most likely a governor.
She's pro-abortion. She's one of those who feel so that Roe v. Wade was shut down by a largely Republican-dominated,
Supreme Court.
A conservative judges dominated. Please, not Republican. Let's not go give fake news. But at the end of the day, we are looking forward to Battle Royal. That's what it's going to be,
Oh, the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, the Royal Rumble. Dangote says, subject our products to credibility test. I want to think, before exportation started and all that, isn't it that the regulator must have tested the products? Why didn't we hear the hue and cry over quality of Dangote products maybe some 1.5 months ago when AGO and the rest of them started rolling out? It's just PMS that has yet to come out. The entire thing is quite intriguing. The point I keep making is this. China and India would protect their own in a situation like this. What is Africa's Nigeria doing about protecting our own? Even if there are flaws in the quality of Dangote products, it's something we need to even talk about internally, get it rectified, and then prop up the local effort into the international limelight.
Well, like we said earlier,
it can be handled better.
The oil cabals are worse than the drug cabals out there.
But that's true.
Yes, and on that note, we'll have to let you go this morning. Thank you so much, Kukudi.
Thank you too. Thanks a lot.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, Victor.
Okay, we'll take a break now. When we return, our conversation will begin. Don't go away.